Good afternoon. I'm Jackson Nelms here with Coach Carp with the Avila Baseball team. How are we doing, Coach?
Good. How are you doing today?
Good.
Thanks so much for having me.
Oh yeah, love to see it. I'm gonna just go ahead and jump into this.
Go for it.
As your first true season as head coach of this program, what are you most excited for?
I think the thing that I'm the most excited to see is we kind of early in the fall kind of set out to set a team goal for all of us to work towards, and we kind of settled on getting to the conference tournament. We've kind of made Great Bend our rallying cry. That's where our conference tournament is. So I'm just really excited to see all of these guys pulling in one direction. The last couple of years have been very different years around here. Just unfortunate things that are above baseball going on. And this year, God willing, we won't have any tragedies this year. We've actually just gotten back to kind of being focused on baseball. And so just kind of excited to see the guys get out on the field with a baseball goal in mind and everybody hopefully pulling in the same direction, and just seeing how the work that we've put in will translate to real games.
While you have a large group of returners, especially pitching and outfielding, what are some people we need to be looking out for this year?
I would say on the position player side, Ricky Dober, he came in. He's a Florida kid that came in this year. He actually, I think he committed to Avila about 5 days before school started. He'll be behind the plate about half of the time, playing some first base. He's really surprised us in the fall. We've also, Tristan Garbett is a kid that transferred in from California. We all know the season Reyes Willis had last year, but Reyes is dealing with a little bit of a shoulder injury right now, so Tristan's going to get thrown right in the fire and be at third base for us when we open the season up. Having Jack Verdon and Kurt Trotter back on the field after not being able to be on the field last year, I think will also be big. And on the mound, we've added some guys. Jack Dotterer comes to mind, Zach Zwicky, Chance Moore, Nick Bowers. Quite a bit of depth. I do think you'll see a lot of the main players from last year still being the main guys from this year, but the supporting cast will be, I think, a lot stronger than what we've had in the past.
Talking about Reyes Willis, that goes into the third question I had. You returned both Gold Glove recipients, Austin Reeves and Reyes, along with several other key position players. How have they been able to bounce back this season and return even better?
So the thing with both of those guys is, Reyes is about as steady of a player as you're ever going to come across. We're very lucky to have him. I always refer to Reyes as the man. He just, he is what he is on a daily basis, gets the job done on it. Like I said, he is dealing with a little bit of an injury right now, but he'll be ready to go in a few weeks. He might be a little bit limited to a DH role early, but, he just is Mr. Steady, just gets his work in every day. Not a lot of flash to it or anything. And then you got Reems, who played a lot of outfield for us last year, but I anticipate seeing him on the infield this year, which I actually think is a more natural position for him. I think he is even more solid on the infield. He's another guy that's been dealing with a little bit of injury, but he's done a really good job. His injury is more of the limits him on the throwing side, but he's done a really good job of still getting his fielding reps in. And I actually look for him to have a really good year transitioning from outfield to infield. But those guys, he's a little bit different than Reyes in that Reeves will ride the wave of emotion. That's always fun to have around too. But they've just consistently put in work, and I do think they'll both have really good seasons. Especially, I look for more of the same from Reyes and even maybe a little bit of a step up from Reeves by the move to infield.
Oh, yeah. Looking at the schedule, first game out is against Sagu. They did go pretty deep in the NCCAA World Series. What can we be expecting from a start-off of this season with that high level of competition?
I'm looking back on it when I was sitting in the office and putting the schedule together last year. I'm not so sure that picking a team with 38 wins and a couple of potential All-Americans on the pitching staff was the smartest thing I've ever done to start a season out. But now, as I kind of look at it, I'm anxious for the challenge because this team has our goal again is making it to the postseason. Those are the kind of teams that you're gonna play against in the postseason. So I think for us, we just need to look at this series as a measuring stick. These guys last year were where we want to go. hopefully we go out and compete right from the start. I will say I love the top of our lineup. We get after it really, really well. We have a good combination of guys that can hit the baseball and create some havoc on the bases. So I think we'll be in attack mode right from the very start, and it's just a good opportunity for us to go out and say, hey, these guys, what they did last year is what we want to do. How close are we? Hopefully we'll find out that we're really close, but if we're not, then we know where we have to get. But I would look for us to come out on the attack, trying to make things happen right from the start.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's nice talking with you. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and go Eagles.
Thank you so much for the invitation.
No problem.